Very good evening, guys. Once again, welcome back to the session, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good in your preparation. So, this session is a continuation of the previous class, Cubes Painted Concept 1. So before getting into that, let me first introduce about myself. If you're watching me first time, my name is Kabilan. I'm a mechanical engineer with 3 years of teaching experience in the field of management exams. I've also converted various Indian Institute of Managements. And you can also follow me on the Unacademy Learning app. This is my profile ID. And also you can personally reach out to me for all your doubts, queries, and clarifications. This is my Telegram channel, Unacademy underscore Kabilan, right? So you'll be getting all my lively schedules and updates as well. And here we have this weekly scholarship test happening every week. You can take it live to compete with the best, and it's going to be super fast and fun with All India Live Leaderboard happening. And undoubtedly the India's largest scholarship test for CAT exams. Okay, so it is happening every week Sunday, right? So it is happening on upcoming Sunday. So today being 5th, that is Thursday 6th, Friday 7th, or Saturday, so 18th of April, time sharply at 12 p.m. we have this weekly scholarship test conducted by Unacademy Combat Challenge. So you can register now for free just by using my unlock code KAPI10, and you can win exciting scholarships up to 55 lakhs, right? So we have this iconic batch for CAT exam 2021. What makes it different from the normal plus batch is that you'll be getting all the benefits of plus. Along with that, you'll be put up with a personal mentor. You'll be a graduate from top P school, so that there is no doubt that you'll be assured with proper guidance throughout your preparation, and a proper test analysis and reports will be validated more often, and we'll be concentrating on OMET's preparation as well, that is for other management entrance test preparations, right? And here we have the students who aced CAT 2020 with flying colors, and if you aspire to be one for the next year, you can start enrolling in any of our batches. And there is one beautiful feature called Ask a Doubt, which you can simply click on it, take a picture of the question which really troubles you, or for which you need a solution. You can simply take a picture of it and crop it down to the specific question, and most importantly, do not forget to mention under which subject it belongs. Okay, and after doing so, here we have the batches which are kick-starting on 14th, 17th, and 21st of April. Supreme Weekday batch for CAT 2021 for 14th of April. 17th of April is the practice with previous year questions for CAT 2021. And 21st of April, it is the quantitative genius batch for CAT 2021 2.0, right? So these are the batches which are kickstarting, guys. With this, we'll quickly jump into the continuation of the previous questions. So this is my very first question. Come on, guys, let's try to do this. Listen very carefully. You have been given the following question that was based on a cuboid shaped wooden block has 6 centimeter length, 4 centimeter breadth, and 1 centimeter height. Okay, so let's try to depict a cuboid here. A cuboid is nothing but what actually? A cuboid is actually a three-dimensional view of a rectangle, right? So let's say if this is a cuboid, and they say that you have a 6 centimeter length is 6 centimeter, breadth is 4 centimeter, and height we have it is exactly 1 centimeter, right? So these are the exact parameters of length, breadth, and height of a cuboid. And two faces measuring 4 centimeter into 1 centimeter are colored in black, and two faces measuring 6 centimeter into 1 centimeter are colored in red, and two faces measuring 4 into 6 into 4 are colored in green. So listen carefully, guys. If you see here, you have two faces, that is 4 centimeter into 1 centimeter. That is exactly the side face. The side face is colored in black. these two side faces, right? These two side faces are colored in black, and two faces measuring 6:1, that is the front and back face. The front and the back face are colored in red, and two faces which measuring 6:4. Yeah. So 6:4, the top and the bottom faces. The top face and the bottom face are colored in green. So these are the respective colors that has been given. For the side faces, it is black color. For the front and back faces, front and rear face, it is red in color. And for the top and bottom face, we have green in color. Okay. And the fifth point, they say that the block is divided into 6 equal cubes of side 1 centimeter from 6 centimeter side. Okay, so what they are doing here, actually they are cutting into 6 equal cubes. So it is something like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So along the side from 6 centimeter side, you are cutting into 6 equal cubes of side 1 centimeter, right? So each is 1 centimeter, and 4 cubes of side 1 centimeter. So here you are doing a 4 cut, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Like in the same way, you are getting 6 into 4. So totally you have how many cubes then? So it is cut into 6 equal cubes from 6 centimeter side and 4 equal cubes from 1 centimeter side, right? So if that is the case, your question here is ultimately how many cubes having red, green, black colors on at least one side of the cube will be formed. That's your question, right? An interesting question, guys. Let's try to do this. Come on, just go for it. Try to do this question. So if you try to observe this question, you have been asked how many cubes having red, green, black colors on at least one side of the cube will be formed. Okay, come on guys, let's try to do this. The very first question. So if you try to observe this question, listen carefully. So they're asking you how many cubes having red, green and black colors on at least one side of the cube. So the term at least is important. At least means it can have a red or green, or on one side or more side as well, right? From the cube will be formed. That's a question. So such cubes are related to the corners of the cuboid. If you try to address this cuboid, in this case, exactly at the corners, along the corners, a cubes having red, green, black colors on at least one side of the cube will be formed. That's a question. So if you see this, such cubes are related to the corners of the cuboid, right? And since the number of corners of the cuboid, if you try to see the corners, it is we have how many? So this one gets 1, 2, 3 and 4. So along the corners, if you see, you have 4. So you have 4 corners of four corners in this cuboid, and hence the number of such small cubes is exactly So the answer for this question is ultimately option D. You have four corners along which you will be having the colors of red, green and black. If you try to see, observe this, in this case, here in the front face, you'll be having what color? Red color. At the bottom face, you'll be having green color, and at the side face, you'll be having black. So all three colors in that cube. So exactly, you'll be getting four cubes, which are at the four corners of the cuboid. That's it. Okay. Cool. Next question. We'll go for the next question, guys. Second one. How many cubes will be formed? Right, how many small cubes will be formed? That's a question. So as we know already, what you are doing here exactly, you are giving a six cubes cut at the base, and at the side you are giving a 4 cube cut. Is that clear, guys? So from this we can definitely say that the number of small cubes I know the fact that for a cuboid it is length into breadth into height, and if you see this, the length of the cuboid is 6, right? If you see here, length of the cuboid is 6 centimeter and breadth of the cuboid is 4 and height is 1. So if that is the case, you will be getting exactly, if you try to cut into equal number of half identical cubes, you'll be getting exactly 24 small cubes will be formed. That's it, right? Next question. How many cubes will have 4 colored sides and 2 non-colored sides? Okay, an interesting question for you again, as part of continuation to that. So if you try to see this, I know the fact that, as I found already, only the cubes which are located at the corners, here I found out to be in the cuboid, it is 4, right? So located at the corners of the cuboid will have 4 colored and 2 non-colored sides. So it is exactly the 4 cubes which are located at the corners will have 4 colored and 2 non-colored sides. Okay, so those cubes which are located at the corners, if you try to see that, this will be exactly how. So this is how it will be exactly, and you're doing about 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts, and here it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 and 4 cuts, right? So if you try to see here, this would be exactly so this is how it would be exactly. This is 2, 3. So if you could see here, and if I just try to number it, I'll be having exactly 4 cubes at the corners, right? So this would be 1 centimeter, and this would be 6, and this would be 4, right? I know the fact that this is red in color, this is green, and the one which is at the side, this is black in color. If you try to observe this, they are asking you how many cubes will have 4 colored sides and 2 non-colored sides. If you try to see this, guys, exactly the number of cubes which are at the corners. How many cubes we have? We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you try to observe this, this would be green, this would be black, this would be red, and this would be green, right? So ultimately the inner two sides will be non-colored, right? So the number of cubes which are at the corners we have here is exactly 4. Answer it is ultimately option B. You have 4 cubes which will have 4 colored sides and 2 non-colored sides, right? Cool. Next question. How many cubes will have green color on 2 sides and rest of the 4 sides having no color? Okay, let's try to observe this figure again. If you try to see this, they're asking you how many cubes will have green color on 2 sides, right? So green color on 2 sides and the rest of the 4 sides having no color. So if that is the case, listen very carefully, guys. This is the green color part. If you try to observe this carefully, definitely you can rule out all the 4 cubes which are at the corners. Why? Because if you try to see this, you'll be having multiple colors. You'll be having green, you'll be having red, black, and everything. So if totally, if you see the number of cubes where you'll be having shades of green color, if you try to eliminate the corners and the edge cubes as well. So if you try to eliminate these things, you'll be left with this thing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those cubes which are at the middle, which have no contact with any other colors, these cubes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 green cubes which are at the middle will be having exactly 2 green color and the rest of the 4 sides having no colors. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Kindly give me a thumbs up. Answer it is option C. You have exactly 8 cubes. If you try to see, this is the part which I took here, right? So you have 8 cubes, 8 green cubes which are at the middle, which have no contact with any other colors, right? So that will be having exactly 2 green colors on 2 sides and both at the vertex and bottom, and the rest of other 4 sides having no colors, right? And the fifth one, how many cubes will remain if the cubes having black and green color are removed? That's a question. Come on, just go for it. Again, let me quickly draw this. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we have this 4 cuts. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like in the same way, this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you try to see this, guys, I know the fact that exactly they're asking you how many cubes will remain if the cubes having black and green. So I know the fact that at the sides I'll be having black, at the front the color is red, and at the top and bottom the color is green, right? On top and the bottom the color is green. If that is the case, you're asked to find how many cubes will remain if the cubes having black and green colored are removed. So number of small cubes which are black and green, if you try to observe this, the number of small cubes which are black and green, if you try to see this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And like in the same way, this side as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So number of small cubes which are with black and green, if you see. So you have a total of 8, right? You have a total of 8 in all, right? And hence the number of remaining cubes. Now what happens? The cubes having black and green are removed. So out of 24 cubes, if you try to remove this 8 cubes, you will be getting exactly 16. So the answer is option D. A total of 16 cubes will be left if you try to remove the number of cubes having black and green color. That's it. Is that clear, guys? Kindly give me a thumbs up if you're super clear with this. Let's quickly go for the next question. Hi Vaishali. The thing is, for IPMAT, the course price, if you see, I just want to bring it up to the tariff plans. The course price is for for 1 year, we have for 6 months, and for 3 months, we have the tariff plans. So if you want the tariff details, let me try to give it to you. Just a second. So for IPMAT for 1 year and 6 months, for 6 months it is 14,000, and for 1 year it is 17,500. So you can simply use my discount code KABI10 to get an absolute 10% off, right? So after getting a 10% off, this is my discount code KABI10 to get absolute 10% off. After getting my 10% off, this is going to be a tariff plan for 1 year, and this is the subscription plan for 6 months, right? So for 1 year it is much better and flexible for you, 17,500, and for 6 months we have 14,000. Okay, you can use my discount code and get this final tariff ultimately. Is that clear, Vaishali? Yes. So this is all about the tariff plan for IPMAT 2021. Yeah. So with that, let's quickly go for the second set. And if you still have any sort of doubts, queries, or clarifications, you can ask me in this session. Come on, guys. The following questions are based on the information given below. You try to see this. You have a cuboid again, whose dimensions are given. That is 4 into 3 into 3. Right? This is all about the cuboid. And the opposite faces of the dimensions 4 into 3 are colored yellow, and the opposite faces of other dimension 4 into 3 are colored red, and the opposite faces of dimension 3 into 3 are colored green. And now the cuboid is cut into small cubes of 1 centimeter. That's a question, right? So let's try to do this. Let's first figuratively represent how this exactly looks like. So if you try to observe this, let me try to bring it in a sort of figure. So this is how it will be. So you have this to be 4. So which means you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here you're giving a 3 cut, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, right? So this is how it will be exactly. And if you try to go for the 3 cuts here, So guys, this is how it will be exactly. Yeah, you try to see this. So this is 3, 4, this is 3, and this is 3. That is, the length is 4, breadth is 3, and height is 3 centimeter. Okay. Now if you see this, the opposite faces of dimension 4 into 3, right? So this dimension, it is 4 into 3. The opposite faces are colored yellow. So this is gonna be yellow. And the opposite faces of dimension 4 into 3, again, this face, the top face. So this is actually the bottom and top, it is colored red. And the opposite faces of 3 into 3, the side faces, it is colored green. Okay, these are the colors which has been done here. And if you try to see this, now the cuboid is cut into small cubes of 1 centimeter. So now all the cubes are the size of 1 centimeter, right? So that's how it is exactly. So if you see this, how many small cubes will have only 2 faces colored? That's a question, guys. Come on, just go for it. What would be the exact right option for this? They are asking you how many small cubes will have only 2 faces colored. So the number of cubes having 2 faces colored. How to find this exactly? If you see this 6 from the front, how exactly 6? Because if you try to rule out the corners, if you try to rule out the corners, exactly 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'll be having these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 from the front, right? 6 from the front. Like in the same way, you'll be having, if you try to rule out this 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this thing as well. So it's going to be 1, 2. These two will be having 2 faces colored. So it's going to be 6 from the front and then 6 from the back. If you have 6 here, you will be having 6 there as well. And 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, so it's going to be 2 from the left and 2 from the right. So totally it is 4. So totally we'll be having 16 cubes. We'll be having 16 cubes having 2 faces colored. It is 6 from the front, 6 from the back, and 2 from the left and 2 from the right. Okay. So these are the exact number of cubes having 2 faces colored. If you try to see this, this cube, it will be having 3 face colored. So if you try to rule out 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from this, we can say that this cube will be having only 1 face colored. So I can rule out this. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cubes which have 2 faces colored, right? Next question. How many small cubes have 3 faces colored? This is a question. Come on, guys.